Are you someone suffering from arm or elbow pain and it's stopping you from doing what you love? Join us on this video series where we figure out what's going with your elbow and how you can fix it without drugs, surgery, or injections and get there fast. Hi guys, I'm Dr. Stewart, I'm an Adelaide chiropractor, and today we are talking about your arm and elbow pain. So if you've got pain on the outside of your elbow in this sort of spot around here, that might be something called tennis elbow, or the fancy title, lateral epicondylitis. And more than likely, it is really painful, really frustrating, and it's stopping you from doing what you love. Just that nagging elbow pain. And it's just like, what's going on? So let's talk about that today. So what's happening in this area is we've got something called the common extensor origin. So that tendonitis, that tennis elbow, is what's happening is a flaring up and an upsetting of that tendon group that's happening right around there. So it's only around the outside of the elbow and is usually associated with playing tennis because of that extension movement and that rolling over and wrapping of the elbow, and then it starts to irritate this outside grouping of tendons. So there's two ways that can kind of happen. So you can end up having just a lot of stuff that happens really quickly. So maybe you're just going back to tennis for the first time in a couple of years and you haven't had a swing of a racket. Or maybe you're a tradie and you're doing lots of hammering or screwing. You might be not using a screwdriver, you're doing some home renos. And all of those things really quickly, there's a big ramp up, and the tendon, there's a saying that tendons don't like surprises. So you're doing lots of work really quick and this area starts getting upset. So it can be that, or it can be lots and lots of work over time in an area that maybe that tendon doesn't like, because maybe there's a biomechanical issue going on. So maybe you've got some issues up around your shoulder or up around your neck, and what that means is that elbow and that shoulder area aren't moving as well as they should, and so the elbow gets trapped in between and then starts to get irritated because he's been asked to do more than his fair share of the work. So you can have something going on there. So commonly, if you want to test at home, there's a couple ways that you can find out whether this is what's happening with you. And that usually involves pain on a couple of movements. Those movements generally being elbow extension. So I'm locking my elbow out, and when I go to lock my elbow out, it hurts. And also wrist and finger extension. So what you can do to check is, does it hurt if I try and push my fingers or my wrist up, and does it hurt around that area there? If it does, that's pretty commonly a tennis elbow issue. If it's maybe more in the middle of your forearm, at the back of your elbow, that's probably not what's going on. And you're likely wanting to go seek some professional help to find out what is going on with your elbow. The other guy that can be upsetting a little bit is when you turn that over. So we call this pronation. So that pronation element can also irritate the elbow. You can see how this is really commonly that forearm, back arm sort of scenario here, where I'm turning the forearm over, and that can irritate that tendon as it gets a bit stretched and going down. So what is it that we can do about that? So in the next part of this video series, we're going to talk about the things that you can do to start calming it down and getting back to the things that you love. We'll see you next time. Bye.